Arcane&stellar, welcome to my channel. So I'm glad that you're here today, and I hope that this reading finds you happy and healthy and doing great. This is a timeless reading about how they see you. Okay, so who is they? Who is that? It could be anyone that's on your mind. It doesn't have to be anyone romantic. It could be a coworker, it could be a crush, it could be a friend, it could be really anybody that you want to find out about. You know what I mean? And we have 4 different groups to choose from, so it means that you could probably choose, a certain group for different people, or you might feel drawn to more than one group for one person. It's whatever goes, and whatever is kind of falling with your intuition. We have group number 1 here with carnelian, group number 2 with apatite, group number 3 with amethyst, and group number 4 with orange calcite. So with that being said, like I said, choose with your intuition. If you get into a pile and you're like, what, this is not fit at all, check out maybe a different group or something. It might mean that you didn't choose correctly. Sometimes our intuition's cloudy, but yeah. But anyway, go ahead and make your selection. Pause if you need to, and we're going to go right into the video. The timestamps are down below, so I'll see you there. Hey guys, so if you chose carnelian, group number 1, this is your reading. Beautiful stone, huh? Look at it. Oh, so pretty. I really like this one. I like raw stones. Does anyone else, or do you prefer polished? Let me know in the comments below. I'm kind of curious. I really like the look of raw though. But let's find out what your person, how do they see you right now? What's going on? So we have play, number 45. We've got the hermit. We've got the sun, the 5th house, and soulmates. Well, this is an interesting group here. So I think that probably all of you are like, having those eyes that are popping out and saying soulmates. So of course this can mean that this person feels very spiritually connected to you. That can be, for any kind of connection. I believe that we have all kinds of soul connections. So there's a vibe, I think, from, between you and this person where it just fits really well. As an example. So for some of you this may be romantic, but if it's not, because I do see children in some of the cards as well. Now I'll get into that in a minute, but it could mean that, there's like a kindred spirit kind of connection. So if you're like, no way on like the crush aspect and there's no way for it, well then I definitely respect that and say that probably it's more of a kindred spirit, sort of platonic type of soulmate. Okay, so what's beautiful here is that we have a lot of synchronicity with these cards. So we have play and we have the 5th house. Both are very playful houses, playful cards, I guess, playful energy. So I could see this person seeing you as perhaps kind of like childlike in some way. What's funny is that the 5th house is Leo, a Leo house, and there's the sun. What rules this Leo? The sun. So some of you might have strong Leo placements, or you shine like quite bright. You guys might find that you're very driven towards hobbies, as an example. You may know this person mutually through some sort of playful way, you know what I mean? So maybe you guys play a video game together, or you share some sort of hobby, as an example. Sometimes 5th house can talk about, performing and stuff like that. Some of you might be good performers, or kind of good in that way, like sort of like in their eyes, of course. And this also can mean that some of you they might see you as somebody who does well with children, as an example. So that might be that maybe some of you teach young children, or seem to vibe really well with children as well. But yeah, because we have that play card, and then of course that 5th house as well, which 5th house rules children. Okay, so we have find time to incorporate play into your everyday life. Allow your inner child to experience joy. You deserve to be happy and be joyful around others. That there might also be qualities too that are kind of fun and childlike. Like maybe you like, for instance, I have like Snoopy bed sheets as an example, and I'm like in my 30s. So you know what I mean, like some of us never tend to want to grow old. We still kind of have that childlike aspect to us no matter how old we get. So that might be for some of you like something that you do, you just kind of have this youthful aspect to you. Now of course the 5th house can also talk about love, okay, and romance, like lovers, and are found in the 5th house. So of course for some of you this could be, again, kind of confirming that idea that they see you as somebody that's of a romantic interest, okay. So if it fits, it fits. So the sun, again, it could mean that for them, you kind of shine very bright, like I said, especially like sun in the 5th house is an example. Maybe some of you have that placement. Very nice place for the sun, I think, considering. But it could mean that, yeah, like you're very, like, kind of energetic and fun to be around, is what I would say. But what's interesting is we have, let's not forget our tarot card. So we have the Hermit. And this is interesting because it could indicate that they might see you as somebody who's far away or who's not in contact with them. Somebody who's kind of off doing their own thing as well, possibly. Maybe you've been quieter recently, or maybe you're just not around them a whole lot. This could also mean that you're going through an introspective time in your life where you're just a little bit more quiet. But of course, the Hermit's also full of wisdom. And so that could make you appear to them as a wise person in their life. You know, somebody who holds a lot of wisdom. Somebody who knows how to ponder the great mysteries of life, as an example, as well. So I like it because I think that there is a depth here. Like, not only is there that playful attitude, but there's also a lot of wisdom. So it's, I think, quite a nice combo here. So group number 1, how does their person see them? Ooh, explore. To explore, to learn, and to expand your horizons, to absorb and download new information, to venture into new terrain, to brainstorm and gather ideas. That's so funny because the 5th house is creative. And funnily enough, a lot of people that have like strong 5th house, even if it's like placements there, or 5th house ruler in the 1st or 1st house ruler in the 5th, often are very creative. In fact, who is it? Michael Jackson has a really good combo there, and he would like sort of was always kind of like trying to do something new, you know, and different. So you might have this sort of aspect to you. Of course, with Explorer and the Hermit as well, you might be off exploring something in your life as well. Maybe you like to study a lot. You kind of go into hermit mode when you're like obsessed with something. Maybe when you get into like a new TV show or something like that, you just binge it and you like shut the world out when you read a book, or when you get into something that you love to do. But I think that this person sees you as somebody that's very exploratory, somebody who likes to absorb and just find out everything about the world and around you. We have victimhood. So how are you blaming the world for what has happened to you? How have you given up your own agency and power? Alternatively, what painful experiences do you need to fully acknowledge in order to heal? And we have attract. To welcome and become available, to be ready to hold and broadcast on an intention. That's interesting about becoming available with the Hermit. I mean, this might be more specific for some of you, okay? They might see you as kind of that might be a message for some of you, that victimhood card, about healing maybe painful experience. If you've been going through something painful, and don't think of yourself as a victim. Maybe they think you've been a victim to something, and that's why you've pulled away, or why you've been a little bit more hermity, as an example, like a little bit more quiet, withdrawn. So there's that possibility as well. But I think that perhaps they see you coming out of this, or they're hoping you'll come out of this as well. I do see you as a very driven person, though, in some way. And I see them seeing you as that driven person myself as well. So yeah, let's find out. What do I want to grab? The tarot. The tarot. Tell me more about this victimhood card. What's up with that? How do they see them? What do they mean by this victim stuff? Oh. You might be successful over victim stuff. Like maybe there are things in your life that you could have fallen victim to in your life, but you've managed to sort of come out of that, as an example, in a way. Like maybe you've gotten over something in particular. Maybe you didn't have, for some of you it might be specifically that you didn't have the most nurturing start, perhaps, as an example, in your life. So perhaps you've been able to overcome that as well. I think this person sees you as quite, I get the word regal in my head. I get the word bright, like a bright person, like a bright mind. I guess that's what was coming to my mind. I was like trying to find the right word. Bright. And yeah, that's interesting too about, I feel like you are grounded though in life, and you've sort of found your way, or at least you know your way anyway through life. Like you know where you want to go. And perhaps for some of you, this is what they wish you would do. If you have had a difficult time, they wish you to overcome it and become more able to sort of attract the stability that you want in your life. As an example too, here comes my dog. He's like, what's mama up to? Okay, so that is what I would say in terms of how they see you. Like I said, attracting what you want, kind of because hoping maybe that they're hoping to see you become more available to them. As an example, especially for those of you specifically that have been a bit quiet. That doesn't mean you have to do it. I'm just relaying the message. don't shoot me. But yeah, exploratory and fun and exciting to be around. I think a very playful, like I said, energetic personality. I really like this. I really like your energy that I'm picking up on. And perhaps very artistic as well. I see. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for those of you that chose group number 1. I hope that this reading was interesting for you. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. And I'm wishing you the very, very best. Personal readings, including astrology readings and tarot readings, are all on my Etsy store. You can find it in the description below. Don't fall for any scammers. I have one on Instagram right now who is pretending to be me, and they have more followers than I do. So watch out. Okay, lots of love to you guys, and take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, so if you chose group number 2 here with this apatite, this is your reading. Oh my gosh, isn't this a beautiful, I just love apatite. It's a beautiful stone. Okay, so let's go forward and find out, how does a person on your mind see you? So we've got, this is so weird, okay. We have focus, but then we have observer as well. And I feel like some of you are like good researchers perhaps. Maybe you get really focused on certain things in your life. That might be something that they're seeing you as. Maybe some of you really dig astrology as an example. Maybe that's something you really do a lot. We also have the Hanged Man, as well as Libra, and the 6th house. Well, this is nice. Some of you might be in sort of caring professions for some of you. The 6th house and Libra in particular, it reminds me of like the 7th house ruling the 6th. Some of you might have a partner that is of a lower status than you. Perhaps that's one of the possibilities there with 7th house ruler in the 6th. But others of you might find that maybe some of you have some sort of dynamic. Okay, so 6th house can talk about our health. It also talks about like the working class as an example. So some of you might deal a lot in that kind of realm. Maybe you have a working class job. But there's also Libra here. So this could talk about like counseling or something like that, or working in like maybe caring professions as well, possibly. So I wonder if that might be. But of course, this person probably sees you as somebody that they have a connection with, like a one-on-one relationship. So maybe you guys have an individual relationship and not so much one that's in a group, as an example. So you might know each other individually, not really with the, you know, essence of a group around you necessarily. Do you get what I'm saying? And some of you might even know them through work possibly, or somehow they're part of your daily routine. They could see you as somebody who's very focused on helping other people fix problems or deal with certain tasks as well. Some of you might be really good at organization as an example, possibly as well. And some of you might have a critical eye for what you wear, possibly too. With the Hanged Man here, this is, and so yeah, okay, here, 1 second, really fast. Some of you might focus a lot at work. You might have to do things where you have to focus a lot as well, and look at things. So the Hanged Man's interesting too, because it can give very strong spiritual energy. So it could be that you have a strong spiritual purpose. The Hanged Man, though, at the same time can also talk about stationary energy. So it's kind of like taking a break, hanging out. And so it might be that they sometimes feel like you look a little bit more than you do. Maybe for some of you, you maybe have a lot of hopes and dreams and ideas, but you're kind of weighed down with like responsibilities. So maybe you're not able to get them all done, as an example. I do feel like this person sees you as a bit of a dreamer, I want to say. That's coming through. And I think as well, this person, they might observe you quite a bit as well. And I do think that this person's definitely got their eyes on you. So for those of you that kind of came in here wondering whether this person pays attention to you, I think they do. What's interesting here, it says, for enlightenment, stay in the moment, chop wood, carry water, avoid distraction, meditate, bring unresolved issues into view. That's interesting. Maybe for some of you, you focus on all the wrong things. At times, they might see you kind of put certain things aside when you should be focusing on something else. I do feel like somehow relationships are important in your life, and I don't know that I don't necessarily mean love relationships. It might be that you're just a people person, or you like to talk to other people, or you spend a lot of time with this specific person, as an example. Let's see here. Balance. So we've got 3 cards here. Dreams, true calling, and vision. So focus areas. So maybe again you're kind of a dreamer. Like I said, I think that's a confirmation. But we also have like the true calling, so and vision. So again, it might be that you are kind of focused on calling in something that fits your vision in some way. Maybe you're a visionary of some kind. You kind of have an idea where you want to be as well. We have disengage, to disown something that is not aligned with who you are, to disagree, to step away from a toxic influence, or to take a break. And that's a boundary card. Perhaps in some way this person, views you as someone who needs to disengage, or is disengaging in some way from certain behaviors. We might ask a little bit further on that one and see what comes out. What do they think? How do they see them in terms of this disengage card in particular? Well, for some of you, there might have been something disappointing that's happened. The 5 of Cups. Oh, interesting. Well, some of you might be healing through something. It could be because the 5 of Cups is here. Maybe sometimes you get apathetic, or you need time to rest. As an example, maybe they think that you need time to rest. Maybe for some of you, you focus on too many things at one time. That could be... It's weird that focus came out and then we have 7 of Cups, and it's like there's so many different options and choices. So I do wonder if some of you kind of... And then balance is there too. So I don't know if you guys are able to kind of focus on one thing and they're not, or vice versa. It might be that they admire that quality of your focus when they're not able to do so. Or like I said, it could be vice versa. They might sometimes feel like you're focused on other things and you don't have time for them. I will admit. Sometimes it might be that they might feel like you're disengaged from them. So some of you might not be talking to this person a whole lot, or you're kind of doing something different. Interesting. We also have that balance card, and well, of course that means that you could probably have a very balanced energy. Maybe you're thoughtful and you kind of consider all points of view. That's one quality of the Hanged Man as well, and I think that fits well with the balanced energy of perhaps you guys being good at kind of incorporating, different viewpoints. Okay. 6 of Wands. They could see you as kind of popular in their eyes, or well received. As an example, some of you might have, or some of you might be well liked. I think that you might also have a lot of successful ideas. And I think that they see you as somebody who has a lot of potential. Maybe there's a lot of energy that needs to be honed in, though. See how the 8 of Wands has all this, like, wands going everywhere, like a tornado? But then there's that Ace of Pentacles. It's like that solid effort. So maybe for some of you, maybe you guys are focusing on trying to bring something that you have a vision of into reality. And they see that. Or maybe you have a hard time kind of honing that energy sometimes as well. It's going to be one or the other, I feel. Again, you might be good at just bringing things to life. Like, it's like maybe you know how to, like, restore things or fix things, or and it's like, wow, you kind of show off something shiny and new. Some of you might have shown something off recently on social media that they've thought about, like maybe you got something new in your life, or there's some sort of opportunity or something that you've shared recently. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing there. Anything else about group number 2's person and how they see them? Anything else here? Oh, a kind and caring heart. Perhaps a bit of a romantic side, or at least a very caring side. Somebody who's kind of always there to lend an ear as well. Maybe you're good at giving direction and passion and inspiration, sort of. Some of you might be a business owner, or let's see, maybe you're wanting to plan something, a business of some kind. I would say quite sweet and kind, very genuine heart, very kind, honest, and direct. Maybe some of you have a lot of like water qualities or fire qualities as well. Some of you might like to travel or have dreams to travel across the world or to do big things with your life as well. I think a lot of you might be very work focused or focused on health or wellness as well. Some of you might be focused at this time on your mental health. Maybe they know that or are aware of that. Or your mental, emotional health. I feel like they could sense sometimes that you disengage from them to do other things, though. I will say that. So, yeah. That's kind of how I think they're seeing you right now. And then we have that observer. So, again, like I said, there's like... I do think that they see you as a focused kind of person. Somebody who looks at a lot of things or, you know, and learns things. Interesting. Let's see. Anything else here that I can see? Well, that's what I think I see. I'm going to stop here, I think. But I hope that you enjoyed this reading and that you thought it was interesting. Maybe it gave you some perspective on this person. You know, it's a current reading whenever you find this, and so it might fit at the moment. You can always come back later and see something different, and perhaps you'll have a different message. But that's what I'm seeing currently. I wish you all the very, very best. Take care. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. But otherwise, take care. If you need a personal reading, whether it's astrology or tarot, I'm on Etsy, so it's in the description box. Don't fall for any scammers. Lots of love, guys, and take care. Bye-bye. Hello, my friends. So if you've chosen group number 3 here with this amethyst, this is your reading. So let's find out, how does the person on your mind, what do they think of you? How do they see you? So we've got the Goddess. Very nice. Start there. We've got the 6 of Cups, Cancer, and Capricorn, as well as a leg up. This is interesting. So we've got like this dual dynamic there with Cancer and Capricorn. So 4th house and 10th house. So some of you, sometimes like when I see the 4th house ruler in the 10th or the 10th house ruler in the 4th, this can be a combination for working from home. So some of you might work from home, some of you might be mothers, some of you might be kind of working or desiring some sort of business from home, or working in a family business as well. That's another one, like working in the family business, or creating something in regards to like home, family, and that sort of thing. Sometimes it can also be really good for like a real estate agent as an example as well for some of you. But yeah, I would say very nice kind of oppositional energy there that I think balances each other out. So they might feel also like you guys have, maybe that's a sign that for some of you that you might have opposite sign of this person, like you're an Aries and they're a Libra, or you're a Gemini and they're a Sagittarius, or something like that. That kind of energy. So even if you don't fit those signs as well, it could be showing that oppositional kind of energy. So another one here is, it's funny because we have this sort of like mother-child kind of dynamic in this card, and then we have Cancer as well, which can be like the card, you know, like the sign of the mother, as an example. So maybe for some of you are mothers, maybe you take care of people like a mother, or you're kind of got that nurturing vibe. With the 6 of Cups, there's a lot of nostalgia around you. And that's funny because we have Cancer, and Cancer is about the past as well. It rules the past. And so maybe for some of you, there are a lot of memories together with you, as an example. So they might see you as somebody who's a memory in their life, perhaps a tender, sweet memory with the Six of Cups. For some of you, they might have a good memory of you helping them out at some point in their life. Maybe where you kind of like were able to kind of stand up for them or do something good for them. We have the Goddess. Embrace the feminine. Create and be gentle, nurturing yet strong. Do not listen to those who want to keep you small. Believe that you are as important as the stars in the heaven. Well, I would say this person sees you quite highly. With the Goddess card, obviously, this kind of is implying that they put you on a bit of a pedestal there, perhaps, as well. So maybe you've grown very beautiful, especially if you haven't seen this person since childhood. For some of you, might be sort of... what was I going to say? Nurturing. I really do get that. We have balance. To stabilize, to return to the now, to find equilibrium and harmony. So a harmonious, perhaps balanced person. Assert. But yet assertive. So this is nice. It's like you know how to sort of be assertive in a balanced way. Like with still being kind and nice as well, to show tenderness and devotion, to care, to connect, to take something as part of yourself, to be one with all. That's beautiful. So I think that one thing, and think about goddesses, they sort of encompass the worship perhaps of many people. So it could be that they see you as like somebody everyone likes and loves. You may not feel like that, but I think this person sees you that way if you've chosen the right pile. I could see them really thinking that you are assertive in a loving way. So maybe you're really good at getting your point across in a kind way. You know how to sort of handle things in a straightforward manner, but where there's it doesn't sound like you're an a-hole, you know what I mean, when you're able to, because sometimes people, it's like they are assertive and then they kind of come off bitchy, but I don't get that at all with you. Like I really don't. Like you come off really nice. In their eyes anyway. And we have Ginger. Oopsie. Darn it. I'm just dropping everything. We've got Ginger and Parsley. So let's see here. Number 14 and 4. That's interesting. Okay, so 14 and 4. So creativity, Ginger. It says follow your instincts. There is strong potential in something you are associated with or thinking about connecting to at the moment. Inspirations, ideas, and confirmation should be coming through. And this is also the start of something new that will be have a lasting positive effect. A breakthrough is also indicated, so whatever you do to keep the momentum with any project or work or personal challenge you are currently undertaking. It's also a great time to immerse yourself in creativity and art, whether you're doing it for yourself or being an appreciator and supporter. So you might like a lot of art or kind of have an artistic vibe to you, of course, with creativity. This could also be that you have some sort of potential to get something done. Perhaps they see you as a person with a lot of potential. Perhaps some of you have created. Some of you might have had quite the transformation in terms of your roots, like where you came from and who you are now. Some of you might be a leader in your own life or kind of be a boss in some way, or you have that potential as well. With attraction, Parsley, it says someone or something is going to hold your attention and tempt you. It's also likely you'll find yourself the focus of someone else's attention. There are other opportunities coming along soon, so don't be dissuaded by any setbacks as a bigger picture is about to emerge. Something may end, but it will make way for needed change and better times ahead. Better luck and happiness is around, and there are indicators of a sort of rebirth that is greatly empowered. Hardier and more successful than before. Romance is also suggested. So again, this could be that some of you, this person does find you like attractive, or there could be a romantic vibe here for some of you. I'd like to keep it open because it might be still friendship for some of you with Six of Cups. Okay, so it could be that you hold their attention essentially with your behavior if it doesn't fit. I just don't want to make this a romantic reading because that's not what we're asking, and I don't want to like lead anyone astray. So sorry if I'm not kind of being firm on that. I just can't say it. It's just not fair for a whole group of people, because it can't be like that for everyone. So just keep that in mind. That's not what we're looking at. But it could be, of course, that for some of you that is the case, that there is a romantic attraction. But otherwise, I think that they sort of have a magnet, towards you. They do like you, enjoy you. They think you're awesome. I think you might be the epitome of a woman. Or, well, not necessarily, because you don't have to be a woman to watch. But, I mean, with the goddess card. But maybe there's that sort of energy to you. Okay, we have the Fool. I feel like a lot of you have a good idea, or you're full of good ideas. You might be kind of like full of fun things, fun facts or fun ideas. Like, there's a playful energy there with the Fool. This might be that you're a little bit of a risk taker as well, or that you've done some risky things in your life that they admire you for. You might be very intuitive there with the High Priestess as well. They might see you as somebody who's got a lot of intuition, that seems to be perhaps very spiritually minded as well, and full of insight. Some of you might have made certain predictions that have come true in this, and they might see you as kind of being psychic as well. So I feel like for a lot of you, this person does trust your word in some way, although they might find you kind of funny sometimes. Maybe you also are really good at kind of quirky jokes, sarcasm as well. There might be like a sharp sense of humor. Maybe sometimes they don't always get your humor though. Let's see. What else do I want to say? What about this person, how they see them? But I would say you're pretty smart. You might be a bit of a traveler here. 3 of Wands and 6 of Swords. Oh, nice. I feel like you might go after your dreams. Like you're a person who kind of gets what you want. Perhaps you've, like I said, and I've said this already, but I kind of want to say it again. Perhaps you've come quite far in your life from your roots, as an example. I would say adventurous, though. And somebody who enjoys kind of... the other thing, too, is that maybe you don't stay down for too long. Maybe you try to kind of get out of it. Like, you're very sensitive, but you don't sit there and wallow either. You try to kind of keep a light heart to things and not focus too much on the negative. That's kind of something I'm picking up here too. Perhaps you're able to kind of get over things or let things go. You don't really carry the baggage with you as well. And there could be like a very optimistic kind of, attitude towards you. Okay. Very nice. Very helpful. So I'm guessing that for a lot of you, this person could see you as a helper. Perhaps they see you helping other people. Or another thing too, by the way, you can work with kids with this. By the way, I was going to say, sorry, 10th house ruler in the 4th, or 4th house ruler in the 10th, is you could make, there can be working with small children as an example. So that's another one. That kind of showed up in group number 1 as well. But that is another combination to be like a teacher of small children. In fact, actually, I just did a reading for a girl who had that, and she's a teacher, and I was like, no way. Because she was looking at her chart for an astrology reading, and I was like, no stinking way. Yeah. But of course, real estate, like I said as well. I think I mentioned if you farming, you might be do well with that kind of stuff as well. Because the 4th house can be about the land. And Saturn in the 4th as well. Because if you take Capricorn energy and put it in the 4th, like Saturn as an example, sometimes that can mean like a childhood that was quite strict, or a childhood that was quite lonely at times. It could be a childhood in which there was, well, sometimes that could be like restrictions of poverty as well. But anyway, let's not get into all of that. Just some of the possibilities. But yeah, let's see, what else could I say here? Yeah, assertive in a very nice way. I love it. You're a very expansive person for this person. And I think that there are very kind feelings towards you. They see you as a good person, a very friendly, kind person. Just, no words. Very cool person. It seems like you're a nice human being. So, that is what I'm seeing for those of you that chose group number 3. I hope this resonated. Let me know in the comments below what you thought, and I will see you on the next reading. Oh, and if you want personal readings, those are all on Etsy. I have my tarot readings there, my astrology readings. Don't fall for any scams, please. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hello, my friends. So if you've chosen group number 4, whoa, number 4 here with this orange calcite, this is your reading. So let us find out what the person on your mind, how do they see you? Let's see. So we've got courage and boldness, number 32. We've got the 9th house and Aries. We also have 2 of Pentacles and Between Worlds. This is interesting. I think it's funny because I actually have Aries in the 9th house. But, so I thought that was kind of funny. But some of you might find that you do have, maybe you're a Leo rising and you have Aries in the 9th. Or perhaps you have Mars in the 9th. Or maybe the ruler of your chart is in the 9th. So maybe you have, like, you know, if you're a Gemini rising or Virgo rising, you have Mercury in the 9th. Or if you are a Cancer rising, you have Moon in the 9th. Okay, so you might have a 9th house placement of some kind or something like that, or some sort of energy there. Of course, with courage and boldness and Aries, well, geez Louise, you might be, in their eyes, quite courageous and strong and bold. You might be somebody who kind of speaks up for your beliefs. Okay, the 9th house can represent our belief systems, our philosophies. You might be quite courageous in exploration of faith, as an example. And the unknown, like kind of getting into the unknown, learning about new things as well. Maybe you guys made a bold move in your education, perhaps. The other thing that the 9th house rules, and I don't want to hear arguments about this in the comments. I have my own teachers in astrology, and I follow a lot of traditional techniques. So I every once in a while, whenever I talk about the 9th house in the term of divination and soothsaying, people argue me on it in the comments. And I know that's not a modern interpretation, but it is an ancient one. Okay, so yeah, you might be involved in divination or have very, you know, strong intuitive practices. It was actually the house of dreams before, you know, like visionary dreams, like when you have a vision, because it was sort of the house of, it's called the house of God. And so some of you might have come from religious backgrounds of some kind, or perhaps there's a very strong spiritual element to you as well. You know, the 9th house can be the house of ritual, and so you might find yourself as being ritualistic in some way in terms of spirituality. Maybe you like to follow holidays or something. My grandmother has like Saturn in the 9th, and she loves to do her rituals at church. You know what I mean? Anyway, but so yeah, it might be that you incorporate that kind of stuff into your life, very driven towards learning knowledge and soaking up new information. This could also mean somebody who's very passionate about foreign lands, foreign cultures as well, foreign language. So they might see you as somebody, you know what's interesting with the Between Worlds card is I do wonder if some of you have dual nationality or dual backgrounds. Like perhaps you guys are kind of got one foot in one country and one in another. So there could be that. And of course with 9th house as well. That just really, yeah, that gets me. We also have 32 and 33 as a number I'm noticing, and 3 and 2 as well here. So, and then 13, and that's like 31. So there's something here about, like, I don't know, that number, I'm noticing the 3s a lot, and then the 2s. So, 3s and 2s. So yeah, that could mean something to you guys. Perhaps as well. So the 2 of Pentacles can talk about somebody who's very, very busy, very task-oriented, very, maybe you're always juggling something. You're always doing something. With Aries, there could be a lot of energy to you where you're sort of go, 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 go. Like you're always on a mission. So yeah, they could see you as somebody who's like traveled somewhere, then they think it's scary, as an example. We also have, it's funny because in this courage and boldness card, we have an arrow. Sorry, I wanted to say it in Russian. But anyway, 9th house, Sagittarius energy. So, and then she has that bow as well. So it kind of reminds me of the strong Sag vibes as well. But the 9th house, of course, is naturally a Sagittarius house. So there's that. So, group number 4. How does their person see them? Maybe you guys are in the process of letting something go, releasing something as well. Maybe this is like, oh, interesting. I wonder if some of you are going to move away from your hometown, or you have, or you're going to, or you want to. We have ancestry, generations, and DNA. You may be very interested in your ancestry. Maybe there's a lot of generational stuff in your, family, like that you release or have released as well. Maybe with the Between the Worlds, it's sort of like you're, like I said, halfway in one part of your life and halfway in another. So in some ways they might see you as like, they can't tell which way you're going to go. And I don't know, that might make sense for some of you. For some of you might be like, what do you mean? Well, it's not your message then. Conquer, though, to slay, to battle, to defeat, and to overcome. So there is a fearless aspect to you that this person picks up on. Like, they really think that you're a fearless person, that you've got, like, a lot of strength, a lot of boldness, a lot of courage as well, and a lot of potential too. I do get this vibe here, especially Between the Worlds, that maybe you've had harrowing circumstances recently, or maybe you came from kind of like not the best circumstances in life, and you've sort of, maybe you're like halfway out of this, as an example. Maybe some of you are really shedding ancestral bullshit that doesn't really help you, because we don't always inherit wonderful things from our family. Right? Sometimes we get the generational trauma instead, of, some beautiful eyes from our great-grandmother or something. We get, the generational trauma. Okay, group number 4. How does our person see them? Oh, yeah, 8 of Cups, perhaps walking away. That type of person who is on a journey of the soul. I think of the 8 of Cups as like when you need to move on. So maybe you're very intuitively led to leave things. I find that very intuitive. It's like when we know we gotta go. Even if, like, it's like, there have been times in my life where everything was wonderful. I had everything great, but I knew it was time to move on in my life. I was actually just talking to somebody about that today, one of my friends, and it's like sometimes I just know. It's like an instinct, and it's like it's time to move on. And this can be in so many different aspects of life. It could be about moving on from a certain project or a certain place or a certain thing. So that might be something that they associate with you. But I think it's about following an intuitive journey, in my mind and in my heart, with the 8 of Cups. With the 10 of Pentacles as well, this might be about, kind of leaving your past behind to create a new stable family, as an example. I think this person sees you as like having, just like I said, so much potential. That's one thing I want to say. They could see you as very family oriented. Maybe you're like very much part of your family and your ancestry. Maybe you enjoy most parts of your ancestry. Some of you might not identify with the trauma shit. Okay, so you don't have to make that your story. They might see you as somebody who's just fun to be around, or maybe you're very much part of the community. Even if you're not with your family, you sort of have your group or your people. As well. And of course the 10 of Pentacles can talk about material comforts, so maybe that's the journey that you're going towards. They might think of you as well off, as an example. 6 of Wands, they could see you as popular, someone that they admire, someone that they think is a winner in life. Especially with that Aries, I get like strong winner vibes. Like you conquer what you want. When you want something, you conquer it, you go after it. Oh yeah, look at that Knight of Wands. You slay that dragon. Like a boss. Yep. Interesting. 10 of Swords. Why is it 10 of Swords here? So I'm thinking that you've kind of picked yourself up from difficult situations, and this person's aware of it. Maybe you've had some letdowns or been very hurt, as an example. This person might admire your, have an admiration for your courage and the way that you kind of move forward bravely through life, despite maybe setbacks as well. Maybe for some of you, as you're good at teaching. Maybe some of you are teachers with the 9th house. By the way, sorry, I didn't mention that, damn it. 9th house can be like show teachers. It could also show students, so you might be an active student or in university, as an example. 9th house is the higher education. So it could be that you're very focused on learning something new. Maybe for some of you, it's like you focus on learning how to become a teacher, or that you are a teacher of some kind as well. Maybe some of you want to create something or do something together with this person. 10 of Wands and final card. 10 of Wands and the 6 of Swords. I really feel like you don't carry too many burdens for long. You're not the person to like let a bunch of baggage weigh you down. I really feel like you pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you keep going. Like the Energizer freaking bunny. That's what I get. Some of you might carry a lot of things. Like as an example, or kind of a hunch over sometimes because you're carrying so much. Specific, I know. But I do think that you got kind of this traveler vibe to you, or you give off that kind of vibe in some way. Knowledgeable. I feel like you kind of go with the seasonal changes in your life. Like, yeah, I think you've had a lot of painful ones, but you just sort of learned how to move on from them. Fairly easy, not maybe easily, but I think in some way. I think there's an optimism to you that kind of keeps you going. And that's especially true with, you know, that 9th house as an example. It's an optimistic house. I feel like, for me, I have a lot of stuff there, and sometimes I feel like that's what's kept me going through the difficult times. But yeah, I would say a very, like, busy person too. Like I said, the 2 of Pentacles. You can get anything done. I think this person thinks you're very capable of multitasking and getting things done. So perhaps they see you in an aspect where you're carrying a lot, or multitasking, or getting a lot of things done. That sort of vibe. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I'm going to try one more card before we go. So, anything else about how this person is seen by their person? Change. Elder. Oh, is that elderberry or what? Number 8. Let's look and see what it says. Oh, Aphrodite, Venus. Dryads, fairies, Hecate. Oh, interesting. Planet Venus. I didn't know that. Okay. So, that's funny. Maybe some of you follow Aphrodite or something. Dryads have a connection. Okay. It's time for change. Transitions and developments. Perhaps something has had its time and needs to come to an end. Learn from the past, take what you need forward with you, and do so with the knowledge that hesitation or resisting will only cause additional pain and draw out the inevitable. Regeneration is possible now for those wishing and willing to plant themselves and their plans elsewhere. Look to your true inner self to find what it is that not only you desire but require. So that's interesting about change, transitions, and developments. And I feel like you might be going through some big changes in your life, or about to. They might see you hesitating, or on the edge of, on the edge of taking some big changes in your life, as well. So that might be something that's a confirmation for you in regards to this person. Anyway, I want to wish you all the very, very best. Thank you for being here for this reading. Hopefully it was helpful. Let me know in the comments below what you thought. And if you want personal readings, that's all the information's all in the description box. You can get tarot readings with me, astrology readings, all those sorts of things. But I do wish you the very, very best. Oh yeah, don't fall for scammers though, because you can only get it through Etsy at the time of this recording. It might be different in the future. Maybe I'll get a website someday. But yeah, don't fall for any scammers. WhatsApp or Instagram people. There's an Instagram scammer right now that's copying me and has more followers than me. Rude. But yeah, so don't fall for any of that. I'm on there. Only go through my direct links, for my description box, because that's what I write. Anything in the comments could be sus, because you never know. There's some people who really can steal your picture and just try to make them look like you. So anyway, lots of love to you guys. Take care, and I'll see you on the next reading. Bye-bye.